What is good, y'all? SGG Game, man. It's your boy SmooveGotGame back with another Indianapolis Colts rebuild video, baby. And today we're gonna look to get a little bit deeper into the season, try to get through weeks 6 and 7 here if we can, and further progress towards going into the postseason and rebuilding this team up. So if you guys are enjoying the series, please leave the video with a like. It really helps it with sharing out to other people. And if you are brand new to the family, man, subscribe, roll to 1K. Join in if you want more content like this. We have Madden and baseball content too as well. So we'll bring in some other games if you guys want to see those. You have some Let's Plays on the channel, so make sure you guys watch this stuff on the channel if you guys need more content to watch as we're approaching summertime. A lot of free time. So really quick here in the background, just kind of so you guys can know what we're going to do. We're going through some of the standings here. We're just kind of looking at some of the records of some of the upcoming opponents, seeing what kind of schedule we have to kind of finish out, because obviously we started out very strong, very good with the help of our receiving core, guys like Alec Pierce here doing their jobs and coming through clutch when we needed to. I know we haven't passed a whole lot this season, but honestly, when it came in clutch and we needed them to make their plays, Alec Pierce is almost, I think, 99% locked to make his plays if I throw him the rock. But I was looking at some of the records of some of the upcoming opponents as we get closer to the end of the season to see which games need to be focused on by themselves, which games need to be in an entire video by themselves, and which ones need to be shown almost in like highlight fashion. And today we have a pretty lightweight schedule here, you know, with Green Bay coming up first and then going back to Houston. Even though they beat us in game 1, they are still pretty light this year. So we'll definitely want to try to go through these games quickly, and maybe even a third if they are light enough. Now here we have Green Bay taking the ball back as we go into, you know, Wisconsin, up to Green Bay territory, and we're going to look to try to defeat them here to keep this winning streak that we're on going. And the first thing that we do is a sack fumble on Jordan Love. Looks like they're giving Juan Barrett half credit with that. I think Samson Bukum was also back there in the backfield knocking that out. Look at him taunting as he put the ball on the ground. See him roll out here. Yeah, that is Samson that actually does all the work. I don't know how they're getting a half tackle. Samson does all the work on that to knock that one loose, and it'll actually bring our offense. That was literally the first play of the ball game. And now you can see why I said Green Bay might be light work as Anthony Richardson trots his way onto the field. 1,100 yards, 10 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. So we love to lower the picks, but touchdowns and yardages are pretty much in line with league averages. So, I mean, if he's going to pass league averagely and we'll run the ball great, I will take that all day of the week as we get an early pass off to Jonathan Taylor on 2nd and goal to bring us within 1 yard away from pay dirt here early. He trucks his way into that end zone off the inside zone there. And just like that, it's an early 7-0 lead. Capitalizing off turnovers is what we need to do a lot of, and we're able to get them 3 and out in their next drive. So right here on 3rd and 8, Richardson getting out of the pocket, diving defender misses, and he's got a lot of green grass in front of him. And goes ahead and just takes the tackle, gets going out of bounds. I thought he might have juked there to get a little bit extra, but we'll just go ahead and go down on the sideline for a huge gain. And then right after that, we throw it up the field. And just as I was talking about Alec Pierce making his plays, he is a big-time catch up the field, putting us within goal territory just off of just 2 quick plays. And then rolling out to the right here, Josh Downs goes ahead and finishes it up with a quick catch into the zone. One thing I love about Josh Downs is he has great, at least it seems like great CIT. His catch and trap, he's always making contested catches on people. And more often than not, I feel like I can trust him when there's a defender on him. But just kind of how they did too, we end up fumbling it right back to them in a great position of able to score something here after they've only gotten 3 up to this point. We tried to run the triple option. It did not work. And there it is. 1 play, 1 score. Okay, good. Whew. I was going to say 1 play, 1 score for Aaron Jones. But we go ahead and hold him. We know this run defense can be stopped. So if we can get a stop, never mind. I thought we might have been able to hold him to just 3 there, but Luke Mosgroff had other plans for us. And just like that, it's back to a close game. So what was 14-0 at one point is now 14-10. And that's just how quick some of these games can go. You see we're still in the first quarter here. Coming near the tail end of it, though, but that right side of the field is looking too butt booty naked. Anthony Richardson is going to take off this time. This time he will just run out of bounds and gets tackled after the fact. No unnecessary roughness on it, but we'll take it. Skip it forward a little bit here. Going into this second quarter. Inside the red zone here. 2nd and 10. Richardson rolling to the right yet again. Looking for some green daylight, and he goes and tries to use the halfback block to get around him, but not enough room to scamper past that sideline. Probably should have went inside. Might have had a little bit more green daylight here, and then a slant route over to the left by Michael Pittman Jr. puts us in the zone. And that's him and Downs both with a touchdown each so far this game to go ahead and put us up now 21-10. 21 to, oh, I thought they were going to keep going. 21-10. We'll see how much defense we see in these. Typically, when we're doing highlights fashion too, we probably won't see much defense unless we're just getting stops like this one here down the field. As Blackman will go ahead and pick that one off and have plenty of daylight and blockers in front of him. Going up the sideline, the diving attempt misses and then gets tackled by, I think, the entire 10-man squad of Green Bay except for the receiver he picked off. As that put us in great field position already and a chance to go up 28-10 here. If we can capitalize on it, Richardson will roll out to the right, throw it on the run, and he's found Josh Downs yet again. Easy first down catch there. Just barely evaded a sack. We'll go right back to this run game too. We can't forget that. As he's only got 5 carries to this point, 19 yards because he's had great field position every time we touched it. Haven't needed him to really break off anything yet. 3rd and 1 here. Great handoff to the left. Shrugged through one and slips under. Ooh. Keep telling y'all, this man is actually an elusive back, not a power back. He slipped through one and then ducked under the second defender, going right in between the blocker and the defender. And just like that, it's 20-10, and we have the ball back again here. Midway through the second, wide open receiver over the middle of the field. That's Michael Pittman Jr. Easy catch, easy first. Staying in the pistol here is Richardson. Looks like we'll run a little counter, back left. Dive attempt misses, and he almost broke that one into the crib too. Once again, not much running room, so only 11 carries for 49 yards. We'll always see the run game get popping here as we give it to Zach Moss getting into the end zone. Not too many times we see him actually touch the rock. Maybe I do need to do a little bit better job of mixing in other running backs, but we got a back like Jonathan Taylor, and that man doesn't really get tired that quick. I don't know, maybe I need to up like the fatigue settings or something so he is getting a little bit tired as we get to the outside here. Great run and great juke up the field. Made the safety look stupid there, and just like that, look, now it's looking A-okay for him. 12 for 75. That's a much better average per carry here as we go with the throw out to Mo Alley Cox, getting down for the first. We'll go no huddle here as we are within the 2-minute warning of the second half. If we can get one more touchdown here, I think we really kind of put this game away here. Rolling out to his left, throws back right to Jonathan Taylor as nobody was open for him. We'll come here 2nd and 10, rolling out to the right yet again, throwing it on the run, and that's Mo Alley Cox with another catch. I know y'all said to go ahead and switch him and Jelani Woods, and we tack on a roughing the passer off the end of that too as well. But I know you guys said to replace him, but I mean right now, past couple games, Mo Alley's been looking kind of good, kind of excellent. Now, don't get me wrong, he's still not going to be the tight end of the future by any means, but Jonathan Taylor will be here as he gets his 2nd touchdown of the ball game here, getting us up to 49 or 42-10 as we go ahead and duck things into halftime here. You can see 39 offensive snaps compared to their 27. We've been really running that ball here as of recently, especially with the big lead. No reason to not run the ball. Maybe we'll even get some extra running back carries in here with some other guys. But we really need to start draining off some of this clock and just going to get out of here with the win without any injuries. Now, as we go into halftime, the halftime reports are showing us that the Tennessee Titans look like they could be defeating the Bills right now, 14-7 going into their halftime. So we'll keep eyes down below on the ticker too as well. I know I don't focus on that too much, but we'll kind of look down there, see if we can see any of the divisional opponents playing today, see who's winning, see who's losing. Obviously, we want to grow our lead. This looks like Houston and Miami play Sunday night. Jacksonville and Buffalo play Monday night. So only one that's playing right now with us is Tennessee. As this throw goes over the middle, that's Josh Downs wide open. That's a great throw. Way to throw his man's open there. If he had led him forward, that probably would have got cracked or picked off by the linebacker. Led him backwards instead into open territory. Then here, we're just going to roll out of the pocket. And unfortunately, this time around, maybe we should have ducked inside the tackle instead of outside. As it'll be 3rd and 17 after the sack. Rolling to his left a little bit. Has a wide open halfback. That's Jonathan Taylor. 3rd touchdown on the day. 3rd total touchdown on the day, I should say. As it is now 49-10. This game is an absolute destroying. And like I said, we haven't seen much defense because honestly, they're just getting 3 and outs. Not even really turnovers, like just show highlight plays. It's literally just been 3 and outs. And Green Bay has just not been able to move the ball successfully here through about two and a half quarters. But here, midway through the 3rd, Jordan Love is actually starting to do his thing here. Play action to Aaron Jones, throw on the run. Great diving grab. I couldn't even see who that was because they're going pretty quick here. So I did not see who got hands on ball there that time around. So he'll stay in the shotgun here. Goes out the corner and just over the top of the head there. Still not able to make any kind of plays on those. Corner routes are kind of just hit or miss. It's either They'll be knocked loose or over the head, and then Aaron Jones rushes them a little bit closer, gets them to the 1. And just like that, throw out to the corner, knockdown. It'll be 4th and goal, and they have a big decision. Honestly, I think you go for it. Regardless of who you are down by 39 points in the 3rd. It can't get much worse than this, so might as well try it. And they end up actually getting it here. That's Romeo Doubs, and I think he was the one that made the diving catch earlier. I think it was 87. So Doubs making plays all over that drive to get them their 1st or 2nd touchdown of the game here. No turnover assisted, at least, as they're going to go ahead and get the ball back here midway through the 4th now, after we've eaten up a little bit of clock. But they have been driving here as they go hand off to the left side. That's Aaron Jones getting a juke move up the field. Has blocker set up. Stiff arms his way through the corner. I think that's Kenny Moore coming all the way from the other side of the field just to get laid into the dirt and dribbled off the ground. And just like that, I mean, from what was 49-10 is now 49-24. And they're going to look to increase it even further, as just only about a minute and a half later, they're back in their own red zone. Their defense is starting to lock us up, or we've taken our foot off the gas. And yet again, Romeo Doubs catching another clutch play there for Green Bay. Now, unfortunately, that's kind of where the dream comeback ends, as we do obviously go ahead and take care of that dub pretty easily. It's just amazing to me how much we kind of let them have there to end the game. It ends up looking like 49-31. Still looks like a beating. That's still a 18-point gap. But it really could have been a 39-point gap if we had just kept our foot on the gas, kept stopping them on 3 and outs like we were through the first 2.5 quarters. So that's great resiliency by them to just not throw in the towel and just give up. But, this game was over basically at halftime. Great job by Anthony Richardson and Jordan Love. Both of them putting up good stats. Love under 50% completion. Richardson is typically around 50%, so this is just normal stats for him. Not even at all worried about it. As Love, 18 for 37, 244 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 pick. Most of those coming obviously in that 4th quarter. Richardson, 14 for 24, 226, 3 touchdowns. A no interception game, which is great for keeping those interceptions low and increasing that distance between his touchdown interception rates to put him up there near the league averages. As he also rushed for 100 yards too as well, as Taylor got him 114 and 3 rushing touchdowns to go along with the receiving touchdown that he got as well. So 4 total touchdowns on the day for Jonathan Taylor. Shout out to Romeo Doubs, obviously, with his 2. Josh Downs, 4 for 61. Jonathan Taylor, 3 for 43. Pittman Jr., 2 for 27. Moali, 2 for 32. And no stats here for Kalani Woods. Unfortunately, I guess we didn't just go to our second tight end here today. See, I'll tell you, it's all about perspective on where I'm passing those balls to. Like today, he did not get touched at all. So we got to see what's going to go ahead and happen for the rest of the season. See if we can make a big move. Speaking of big moves, though, honestly, I may want to try something here when we do get back to the main meeting, because there is something that's been on my mind since I saw it a couple videos ago, and this is why you guys got to watch all the way through to the ends of my videos, man. There was something that we saw that actually could be a big help to this team, and we're coming up on the trade deadline. So I'm going to go ahead and check that one out, and let's go ahead and point out today the fact that we are 7 for 8 in the red zone, 7 touchdowns, and that means all 49 of our points were scored in the red zone. No long-term touchdowns here today. And before, of course, we get into those trade talks that I was just kind of, alluding to, we do got a couple upgrades here. We got Will Fries, one of our starting offensive linemen. We'll go ahead and upgrade his pass blocking, because I do feel like sometimes we don't have a whole lot of time back there to really sling that pill like I would like to. Josh Downs obviously getting another upgrade too as well. He's done great work out as a slot receiver. He's done good work on the outside. Like I said, that CIT is at 85 right now, but I swear it plays like a 99 in a lot of cases. So we'll just upgrade his slot attribute. Keep him better at what he does best. +1 medium and short, I'll take it. +3 awareness. Maybe that'll help him get open a little bit more, fight off that man coverage. And then Jonathan Taylor, Mr. Power Back, but he's really an elusive back. Getting an extra upgrade here after the monster performance of 4 total touchdowns. We'll give him another upgrade to his power back and just keep him a scheme fit. +2 on that break tackle. 94 speed to go along with that. That man is literally a moving wrecking ball, as he also gets player of the week for week 6. A total of 157 yards on the ground all purpose. And that leads us into a game here against Houston, where last time we played them, we ended up losing 27-23 off a late score, giving up 14 in that 4th quarter. We just gave up a lot of passing yards, basically only 18 yards on the ground. But CJ Stroud picked apart our defense passing wise. We did not get things going. We had 3 interceptions from Anthony Richardson. Obviously, this is early in the season, so he wasn't really kind of making the throws that he is now. We were probably trying to sling it a little bit too much, trusting a little too many plays that we didn't need to. But We'll see how the second meeting goes. We have a couple more upgrades before we get into that. Rookie Vince Anthony, as we saw that he was superstar development last episode too as well. Finally seeing his hidden dev trait. We want to obviously get him better at what he does best, the 87 man coverage. So if I do slot though, I feel like I can get a little zone because that's in the mid 60s. So we do get a +1 on both of those there, +1 to his press. So that's 3 things that actually I need to go up if we can. Jalen Jackson, also a rookie who we have yet to see his hidden development come into play just yet. But he's been playing pretty good. We've had to go to the 4-3. Haven't used it too often. And when we do kind of are typically trying to stop the run. Or at least I'm assuming it's a run when we go to that formation. So work on his run stopper there to go ahead and help him with helping us stop the run. Now to the trade finder. You guys might have already been able to guess what I'm looking at here. Since his deal is coming up and he's not wanting to re-sign, they've already come up with a story saying that Atlanta is dropping the talks too as well, and doesn't look like they might franchise tag. Instead of letting it hit free agency, why not go ahead and see if maybe, just maybe, they'll be willing to part ways with Kyle Pitts for us and see what it would take to give that up. So as I do here, I go to Kyle Pitts, and now they have the get offers button. You see we have a lot more trades that we can offer here, and already utilizing that with the first one. They want a 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 6th round pick in this year's draft, leaving me with just the 5th and the 7th. Or I can give them a 1st and 5th, and then another future 1st. Now, keep in mind, it's a future 1st, future 5th, and a future 1st. So 2026 is next year, or 2025 is next year's draft. 2026 after, 2027 is after that. They would want 2 future 1st round picks and a future 5th. Here, I'm trying to see if I can get maybe the 3rd to keep the 1st round pick. Not looking like it's really doing anything, so I don't mind parting ways with the 1st. Let me just get a pick back for this current year too as well. So I want a 5th round pick this year to be giving up a 2027 1st. And we made the deal work. The reason why I made this work, obviously it's fair because they're getting 2 1st round picks in the next 2 drafts to go along with their other ones to really help them rebuild, to help with the movement of Kyle Pitts. But the reason why I feel like this works is I don't feel like we have a whole lot of deep needs that a 1st round draft pick could help. And I feel like this team is good. It's going to be an end of the 1st round pick anyway. I just feel like I can get other trade value and maybe trade closer to upper 2nd and still get the good talents that we need. I mean, we have a lot of guys here that are starters that we got later in the draft that still had hidden development, and there are not a lot of holes on this team. There might be during free agency, but there's not a lot of holes on this team just right now. It's just about these guys actually playing up to their capabilities and playing good. And if we can handle things here against Houston, who has slipped off, I thought they would be a tough team for us in the season. They've kind of laxed. I think they're 2-4 right now, and we're one of those 2 wins for them. We're going to look to go ahead and kind of reverse that, so that way there's no kind of tie, or that way there is a tie. We don't have a losing record against anybody in the division. But we definitely just got to get our get back. We're not going to lose to a team that is under 500. That makes us look weak, especially when, you know, we're getting disrespected. Every time I look at the power rankings, we're the lowest ranked team with 1 loss every single time I go look, no matter how much we win by or do stuff by. So Anthony Richards is ready to lead his team onto the field. We got the kickoff unit getting the tee set up, as Houston will be kicking off to us first, as we are at home for this matchup, playing Houston back on week 2. And we'll keep eyes on ticker down below, see if we can see Tennessee or Jacksonville's games. Really more so Jacksonville's. Looks like Tennessee is playing, and their game just got started too as well against the Chargers. They're 1-5, so not too worried about them this season either. Looks like they're playing as bad as I thought. As we go ahead and jump right back into our game, KJ Hamler taking this one all the way to the left side, and he's getting a good return here to start off the game, getting us to the 28. If he had made that one-man miss, it could have went all bad there. As Richardson will now take the field here. We have a new weapon on the field here for this first play. He is not, as we go ahead and run this one to the right side. I don't know why when I traded for him, it did not make him my starter. So I had to go into the depth chart and put Kyle Pitts into the ball game. We still had Mo Alley Cox. So now here's the first play of scrimmage for Kyle Pitts in a Colts uniform, and he gets locked up. That is not a great first showing for somebody that I just traded 2 first-round draft picks for. And also another thing too, like I said, I like to make it fair, if not more beneficial for the computer, so I'm not cheating anything. His contract is up this year, and I didn't see a 5th-year option pop up, so we may also end up losing him after this season. It is a big gamble for us. I'm gonna make him my top priority, but it is a gamble for us to lose him or sign him and lose other good players, just to make this offense just a little bit stronger. So we'll hope that it works out. But now CJ Stroud will lead the Houston Texans onto the field, as we have enough talk about off-season stuff, about team building, Let's get focused on the game. Getting it with good field position too as well. At the 47 for their first play here. Throwing out to the flats. That's an easy catch there and knocked out of bounds. Nico Collins. Has he always wore number 12? I don't know why. I feel like he should be like number 2 or something like that. I feel like Tank Dell was number 3 and he was number 2. But maybe he was number 12 and I just, magically forgot the 1. But we'll try to keep up with at least the division rivals numbers and stuff like that as they get new people onto the team. As they go with they run here up the middle, that's Dameon Pierce. Last week, only 53 yards. Did score a touchdown off 16 carries, though. Last time we played him, did not, do a whole lot of. There was a whole lot of that, getting locked up in the backfield and getting hurt. 3rd and 6 here. CJ will roll out of the pocket, looking for a weapon to throw to, and instead we'll just throw it to our fans. They're gonna have to go ahead and try to settle for 3. As this is a 53-yard field goal up to the left. It is good. Just barely sliding through that upright. I thought he might have missed that one wide left. They're on the board first here with a 3-0 lead. We'll start things in shotgun here for Richardson. Tackles are collapsing here and maybe a little bit too far on the drop back. We did lose 14 yards on that one. Maybe we need to stay in the pocket just a little bit more, letting the tackles get beat by dropping back so far. As this throw is going to be right over the middle, and that's going to be a catch by Mo Alley Cox. Although he was demoted to tight end 2, not for who you guys might have wanted to see, but hopefully you guys do approve of the trade. Let me know down below if you guys do approve of the trade. If you feel like it's fair, you guys feel like I gave up enough for it. If it makes sense to you guys, let me know that in the comment section. Let me know if you're ready to see number 4. Go ahead and make some plays for us here today and in the future. As we got our first throw going to him that's completed as he gets the first down. Might have went a little overboard with the play calling here today, trying to get the pass game going a little bit more just to get him some touches here to see how he acclimates with the offense. He had a great week of practice. We flew him out Tuesday night. Kind of got him adjusted to some unique plays here, but still looks like we have a little bit of communication issues that we need to work out. So on 4th and 6 here, we're going to try to go for it. We could kick the 52-yard field goal, but we need this first down. We need touchdowns. So we're going to roll out to the right. We got blockers up there as Pittman Jr. gets in the way just enough. And Richardson is going to go down. Oh, okay. He got up and celebrated for a second, but immediately drops back down as he's limping off the field. That is not a good sign. He ended last year's season early with an injury. And this year, looks like he's taking a step out. So we have Teddy Bridgewater into the game. And we can already see how this might end up going. Teddy 2 gloves. It is a knee cartilage tear. Anthony Richardson might be done for the game and might be missing a couple games. Knee cartilage tear sounds like that. It might be even season ending. And on a year where we only have one, we are 5-1 right now. And we might have to let Teddy B lead the way. Now keep in mind, as a Saints fan, I'm not mad at. That's why I went and signed Teddy B. He was 5-0 when he had to take over for Breeze. So I'm not mad at letting Teddy B do his thing. But that Madden rating ain't been too kind to my boy. So we'll have to see. As we do get R3 right back, and CJ Stroud is going to go ahead and use his legs too as well. He's not afraid of injury as he uses the juke move. Dang, my boy fell on the ground. Who was that? Was that Julius Brents? Getting juked so hard that he tumbled onto the floor. They're going to try another read option here. This time we sent the blitz to go ahead and stop him in the backfield, though, as he made the wrong choice. Probably should have pulled it. We're coming up here to the end of the first quarter. Still tied 3-3. Screen pass to the right. Dameon Pierce getting lifted off the ground. We got to stop with these suplex tackles, man. But, hey, it is what it is. I don't know if they happen that often. It's been a while since I've watched a full NFL game from start to finish outside of the Super Bowl. So I'm not sure how often they happen. But I do know how often this happens is KJ Hamler's going to go to the left side. The punter dives and misses, and then he gets taken down. If he had made that one-man miss, we might have saw our first special team touchdown for Indianapolis this season, as we will go ahead and hand this one off on a triple option, not seeing much room. Blitz coming in crazy for Houston as we throw it to the halfback. Taylor goes down out of bounds, and Teddy B is now hurt. He's gripping the throwing arm too as well. So we'll be down to quarterback 3. They're supposed to be celebrating the new trade acquisition here of Kyle Pitts, but instead we're celebrating the start of Kellen Mond, QB3, who I only signed because I feel like he was mobile too as well. So I feel like he could run the same scheme that Richardson could and do similar plays. But we'll see what he's able to do here on 2nd and inches. Handoff will go up the middle. We're going to lean on that run game that's been so great this season. When you have a running back that averages over 120, 150 yards a game, QB injuries aren't as scary. Handoff goes up the middle. Taylor trucking his way forward and gets down at the 1-yard line. We'll have to line things back up for a second and go, keeping it shotgun to spread them out wide. Let's see if we get this one right back to Taylor. Up the middle, and he's in there. Touchdown in Indianapolis. First score of the game that's not a field goal for either team. And just like that, it is now 10-3. It's 10-3. Hey. Oh, man, they always stop early. They only get like a little 2-tap. I need to hit a 3-piece real quick. But now it's back to Houston offense, and they're already getting started early here. Big time run by Dameon Pierce as he gains about 29 yards on that one. Actually, that's not even Pierce. That's Kareem Hunt. I'm saying Hunt in a lot. Don't tell me Pierce got injured again in this game, as that's a throw out to Kenny Moore Jr. Great interception there. CJ Stroud threw it, tried to test his receiver early, and because of that, we have a pick 6. He tried to anticipate the curl route and threw it early. Kenny Moore Jr. played that beautifully. Ran past just a little bit, hit a 90-degree, or I should say hit a 180, and immediately turned around to grab that pick and then took it back to the crib. And just like that, it is 17-3. And we do have the ball back here on offense. Zach Moss is going to go ahead and start us off with a huge run up the field. 24-yard gain that time around. As we do, looks like we're mixing in a couple other running backs today. Evan Hull's got one. Zach Moss has got one. And then now we have Teddy B back into the game, as it looks like he was healthy enough to go and slide his way back in. As Teddy Two Gloves is going to get the first completion there. Come right back with another throw here to Michael Pittman Jr. Great space up the middle as he almost trucked his way past the defender and puts us in goal territory. Staying in the gun. Throws it out to the left, and that is a touchdown. First Indianapolis Colts touchdown for Kyle Pitts. Welcome to the AFC. Welcome to Indianapolis. And we got to put my man on a flight to go ahead and score that first touchdown. Michael Pittman, how are you able to pick that man up? I guess that's why he's a physical receiver. But just like that, DeMarco Ryans will have to hold that head low as we go into halftime up 24-3 now. Almost doubling their offensive snaps with 34 compared to 20. We'll take a look at a couple other scores around the league here to take a little break and let Houston fans recover. As Tennessee, once again, even though they lost last week, kind of in a similar position going into halftime with the lead. Here against the Chargers, we'll see if they're able to hold it this time around. Tajay Spears with their only touchdown of the game. You have a division rivalry matchup here with Minnesota and Green Bay. Green Bay trying to revenge that loss from last week, but are down 14-0 again, just like we had them down. This one going into halftime that way, though. And then very last but not least, Jacksonville playing Chicago. They are up 7-0, about to go into halftime. Trevor Lawrence with a touchdown throw already, 3 for 4, 33 yards. And Christian Kirk catching that only touchdown. And that'll lead us into our second half, as you see Houston has added on with the 3 here at this point and gotten ball back as we're about midway through the second. And Dameon Pierce is back on the field here for Houston. So maybe only like a 1 or 2 quarter injury here as we throw out 2-2 as well. Getting him down in the flats. Trying to play a little bit more coverage. We try to mix in coverage and man. We've definitely played man more than anything, though. At least with this team, we do have a lot of good man corners. We do a lot of blitzing out of those mans to keep the quarterbacks guessing. A lot of just too high safeties to let our safeties work. Especially when you got a zone hog back there like Collins. Might as well let him just do his thing. Help up with the deep routes as they are taking whatever they're given, though. Flat routes are being left open, so they're just going to take them. Looks like this is a play flake. Throw really quick as we're going to have to come up and make the play. Oh, my goodness. Brent's got juked into the floor, and now he's got dribbled into the ground. And that was like a hezzy dribble, too. My boy did a whole step back and bounced him into the floor and then kept going. And they upgrade his tackle rating, apparently, which is a slot upgrade. So next time you see Julius Brents, do not let me forget to do a slot upgrade so we get some upgrade to that tackler, because today has been looking pitiful. As now they are in goal line territory, 3rd and 7 here. Throw goes out to the corner. Vince Anthony gives it up, man, in man coverage. That is a touchdown for Nico Collins on the out route. Just a simple out route, and we gave that one up. And just like that, we'll have to go ahead and kind of make something happen here as it is 3rd and 10. Throw goes out of the shotgun. Michael Pittman Jr. getting the catch. We're only up 11, 4th and 2. Why not keep the ball as much as possible and run off as much of this clock as we can and try to really get this one into the 4th quarter? As we're going to go for it. Throw will go out. Pittman Jr. will make the catch, and he will stay on his feet with the ball in hand. We're going to go no huddle here too as well. Might have saw something we liked. I'm not mad at the aggressiveness, Teddy B. Lead your team then. Obviously seeing something that we don't see here. He's making a couple adjustments at the line. And what happened? Penalty flag down. False start on the off. How do you false start when all we're doing is changing up coverage? We're just changing up assignments and plays. How do you jump? My man's knees must have got tired or something. As that ball is terribly thrown. I think, I don't know who, I don't know if that was supposed to go to the halfback or what, or if that was just throwing out a sack, but that went right to a Houston Texans linebacker. And just like that, our drive, even though we had to go for it on 4th and extend it, is now over, and Houston's going to get ball in good field position here. Already at their 33-yard line. Plenty of time here to make something happen, and we get there for the sack to Forrest Buckner. Great for TFLs. Doesn't get too many sacks, but he gets one here as we will head into the 4th quarter now, 24-13. Still running an overwhelmingly more number of plays than they have. This one's going to be a pass down the field, and he drops it. Kenny Moore Jr. was not in position to make a play on that one, but we do get the receiver drop that time around, and that'll cause them to kick a field goal here. That is wide right. That one is going wide right, and there is no points on the draw for Houston. Could have made it 24-16, but because he missed, we will still have our 11-point lead and be getting the ball back right where he kicked it from, so at the 44. Teddy B hands this one off to Taylor, who goes up the middle. Got to get a little bit better blocking from our guard there. As we do have a long way to go here in this 4th. 10 minutes left to play in the game. We got to try to drip as much of this clock off as possible. Handoff out of the pistol. Taylor juking. Not much room to run yet again. Forcing us to go to shotgun. Have to pass here. So we'll get this one over the middle to Kyle Pitts. Trucking his way forward for the 1st down. What a way to make a debut, but only 10 completions for 96 yards for Teddy Bridgewater. We got to get those passes going down the field just a little bit more. As Kyle Pitts already up to 4 catches on the day. We'll go ahead and go back to the run game as he is at 12 rushes on the day. Over 100 yards. And why not? Just keep feeding them. Third and 3. Might have to lean back on the pass here this time around. Looks like we are going to throw this drag out. That is Josh Downs breaking a tackle. I told y'all this man is strong. Slipped right out of that tackle and almost could have took that one for 6 if they had let him keep on his feet. It'll lead us to another 3rd and 8 here after the run. Still not getting us anywhere. We're going to try to go deep down the field and test Pitts. We try to test his abilities there on the one-on-one. Derek Stingley Jr. playing great coverage. So on the tight end too as well. Great way to put your body in the way and knock that one loose. Now, unlike Houston, we will kick ours from the left hash and make it to further extend the lead up now 27-13. And that'll give ball back to Houston with about 5:45 left to go. And a chance here for them to, I mean, if they can score, I think you probably, I mean, if you just get 7, it's, I mean, you're only down 14, so I guess you don't have to go for 2. So this would make it a 1-score game if they can get down there, but not on that play. They're not. It'll be a 3rd and 5 after that failed. I think that was a screen attempt, either screen or flat route. So they throw this one over the middle. That's a great catch there. Getting down. Who is number 2? Is that Curtis Samuel from earlier? Well, they're making plays still as we go right back to the screen there. Damian Pierce getting enough to get them positive yardage, and they're going to go no huddle here. Try to conserve as much time as possible, not using any of the timeouts just yet. I guess that's kind of smart, you know, in case that you do, you know, score. Try to keep them for defense, or, you know, even if you get a 3-and-out or turnover or something. I don't know if they'll try to go for an onside kick, but it won't matter as Kenny Moore Jr. comes up with an interception. My boy full on just took that out of the receiver's hand, ran the route for him. And because of that, we're going to pick things up here at the 2-minute warning as we are just trying to run down this clock if possible. Give me those timeouts, Houston. We get 1 first down. It's basically going to be nailing the coffin. Then we're going to hand this one right back off Jonathan Taylor. And look at that. The linebackers are just sitting there waiting on him. Get us to a 3rd and 5 after their second timeout goes. We'll go with a play action here. Teddy B rolling. Throws it. Josh Downs turns his back and makes the perfect play there. Using his body as a pick play for the safety. Moves him out the way with his back. And just goes in and catches that one. And the game is basically over here at that point. That was the dagger. But I do got to show this because, no sportsmanship for rivalry CPU. And unfortunately ended up being an interception for them. That is not the reason that I wanted to show this, though. Because we could have easily just went to the end of the game. And celebrated our dub 27-13. But why do that when we can show complete dominance here? As the last play of the game is a throw to the corner. And Kenny Moore Jr. completes the hat trick. That'll be 3. Not 1, not 2, but 3 interceptions in the game. And he caught it with us in good field position. So we'll go ahead and test out a 52-yard field goal here with Gay. And also go ahead and sink that one right down the middle. Give me another 3 points against the Rivals. We still managed to show that unlike sportsmanship-like play that the Saints fans love to show. And just like that, I'm sorry, one black brother to another. But we had to hit you like this. You were division rivals, so you had to go ahead and catch that 3. And we win this game 30-13, man. Only gave up 1 touchdown all game. So great job for the defense. And then the offense played great despite our starting quarterback getting hurt. Teddy Bridgewater having to come in and lead us to a dub here. So shout out to the backups. Also shout out to Kellen Mond. He did have to lead a whole drive that ended up being our first touchdown of the game. So big shout out to both of those boys coming in and filling in for Anthony Richardson when he went down with his injury. Holding CJ Stroud to a 50% completion percentage. As we look at the team stats here, nope. Looks like they scored 6 in the fourth, 20, or no, that's us. We scored 6 in the fourth, 21 in the second. And outside of that, the game was pretty kind of quiet there for all other quarters. As 439 total yards compared to their 288. 2 for 4 in the red zone. Still got to clean that up. 2 for 2 on 4th downs. 46% on thirds. We got to get that a little bit better too as well. And then clean up the penalties and we'll be okay. 13 for 25, 138 yards and a touchdown and 2 picks for Teddy B. So not terrible in his relief here, but obviously, it's clear what we really more so leaned on and leaned towards. When Anthony Richardson went down, he was already 3 for 6 for 53 yards. So he was having a great game, but we had to lean more towards that run game, which is surprising too as well. This is the first game all season that Jonathan Taylor has not eclipsed over 100 yards. 21 for 80 yards and a touchdown. 26 was his longest, so probably one of his worst days of the year. But of course, we were trying to get Kyle Pitts involved in his first day in the uniform. 5 for 53 and a touchdown. Pittman 6 for 67 and Jones 2 for 35. But I was really happy with what Pitts was able to do. He made a lot of good catches for us. Ran the ball hard too as well. I feel like he can truck people for real. Like that's going to be like a power back type of thing. So I really like the addition of him to the offense. I really think it's going to help the pass game for times where we need to pass or just want to pass more. And I think he really fits in well. Another week of practice, so no more of the playbook. And then shout out Kenny Moore Jr. too as well with the 3 INTs today. 56 being his longest. So that'll be how we end up ending things in week number 7 and extend things out to week number 8. 2 back-to-back clutch wins, 1 against Green Bay, 1 against Houston, 2 struggling teams, but it'll lead us to go up against Miami, who is 4-3. So finally playing an opponent that has a winning record, as Kenny Moore obviously gets the weekly award, Player of the Week for defense. And if we go to the injury report here, we would like to look and see, did Anthony Richardson, it is not a long-term injury. Looks like he will be back. There says no players listed here, so he'll be back onto the squad. We realized that Vince Anthony is a superstar in this episode too as well. And, obviously we knew that from before, but now just knowing that he's a superstar, knowing that he's really good at man coverage and seeing how we kind of played today, I would say him compared to somebody like Julius Brents works a little bit better. His 88 man compared to 66 man and then 76 zone compared to the 69 or 68 zone that Vince has. I think it's honestly time to make that switch happen to where Vince will now be QB2 or cornerback 2. Brents will be cornerback 3, but we'll go to the outside if we go to nickel because Vince will still be cornerback 1 as the slot corner. Let me know if you guys agree with that decision or if you feel like Brent should be. Just keep in mind when I do go to nickel, 80 to 90% of the time I'm in man. Very rarely do I go to zone. And most of the time, if I'm going zone, I'm probably doing some type of nickel blitz too as well behind it. So the nickel back will be blitzing. So let me know how you guys kind of feel about that. So like I thought that would be perfect to have Brent go back to the outside. Then in that case, let Vince blitz and then just run a cover 3 or cover 2 right behind it. I don't know. But next time out, we will be focusing in on this Dolphins game, maybe even getting a little bit further into the season. We'll have to see about weeks 9 and 10. But we're finally playing an opponent above 500 for the first time in a little bit. You can see the standings there down below. Jaguars are 4-3. Houston and Tennessee are slowly falling out of pace with us. So they better change their decisions around before they end up being too late. It looks like our only competition now at this point is Jacksonville. So who we actually do have a late season matchup against, not week 18, but week 17. So that should be a pretty fun and interesting game. If you guys are ready for that one to come, you want more episodes of the series, hit the video with a like, comment, and subscribe when you're at the video, man. I love you guys so much. Thank you guys for showing the love and support of the series that I feel it deserves. I know you guys love the Madden content, love the MLB content. Both are going to be coming to the channel for a long time. So I'll catch you guys in the next video. It's me, your boy SGG, aka the King of Games, aka SmooveGotGame. And I'll catch you guys in the next couple of days. Later.